Hey there! The world is full of amazing places, but some cities really stand out, not for their tall buildings or how big they are, but for their colors. Imagine walking down a street and all around you, the fronts of the houses are shining with dozens of colors. Some look like a pastel box of crayons, others look like a living painting made by an artist. There are cities in the world that are so stunning with their colors, it's hard to believe they're real. Today I'm taking you on a trip to the most colorful corners of the globe. Places that amaze you, inspire you, and just beg for a photo. First, we're off to Morocco to the town of Chefchaouen, which is called the Blue City. And for good reason. Whole streets, houses, doors, and even stairs are painted in different shades of blue. Walking through the narrow streets of the old town, it feels like you've plunged into a sea of sky. Legend says this blue color was meant to scare away mosquitoes. Others say it stood for the sky and spiritual things. Today, it's simply the city's signature look, drawing tourists from all over the world. It looks most beautiful in the morning when the sun's rays gently touch the cobalt walls and everything is quiet. This place is truly mesmerizing. Our next stop is Italy and the island of Burano, located near Venice. It's one of the most Instagrammable places in the world. Imagine narrow, charming canals and all around them houses painted in bright, strong colors from red to lime green and lemon yellow. Legend says that fishermen painted their houses this way so they could find them from the sea in the fog. Today, the colors are protected, and changing the paint requires permission from the authorities. This makes Burano look like a fairy tale scene where every street is a picture. Plus, there's the lace the island is famous for, and fresh seafood. This place is a feast not just for your eyes. Now we're off to Mexico, to the city of Guanajuato. It's like a real box of crayons spilled over the mountain slopes. The colorful house fronts climb up the steep streets, creating a breathtaking view. This city has Spanish colonial roots, and the old silver mines made Guanajuato a lively place for centuries. Today, it's a place for artists, students, and travelers. The best views are from the viewpoints on the hills. The whole city then looks like a painter's palette, full of reds, oranges, greens, and blues. Walking through the narrow alleys, you can feel like you're in a colorful maze. Time for the Blue City in India, Jodhpur. Here, at the foot of the impressive Mehrangarh Fort, stretches a sea of blue houses. Where did this color come from? It's said that Brahmins were the first to paint their houses, and then the tradition spread throughout the city. The blue paint also had a practical use. It kept insects away and kept things cool on hot days. The view from the fort walls is truly amazing. Hundreds of houses shining in shades of blue all the way to the horizon. Plus, there's the hustle and bustle of the markets, the smell of spices, and the sound of tuk-tuk horns. This city is both chaotic and hypnotically beautiful. Now we are flying to South Africa, to Cape Town, and more specifically to the Bo-Kaap district. This is one of the most recognizable parts of the city. Rows of colorful houses set against the majestic Table Mountain. The history of colors in Bo-Kaap is special. After slavery ended, the residents who had to paint their houses grey before could finally express themselves. And they expressed it in the most beautiful way, by painting their houses in every color of the rainbow. Walking through the streets, you can feel not only the energy of the place, but also the history and pride of the local community. We're now heading to Chile, to the city of Valparaíso. It's a true open-air art gallery. The houses climb up the hills overlooking the Pacific and are painted in all sorts of colors, and almost every wall is covered in murals. Valparaíso is famous for its artistic vibe, narrow streets, and old elevators that take residents and tourists up to the next hills. This city looks like it was made just for painters and photographers. There's a work of art waiting around every corner. It's the perfect place to get lost in a maze of colors and graffiti. We're back in Italy, this time by the Ligurian Sea. Cinque Terre is 5 picturesque towns clinging to the cliffs above the sea. Each of them, Manarola, Vernazza, Riomaggiore, Monte Rosso, and Corniglia, charms with pastel houses in shades of yellow, pink, and orange. When you look at them from afar, they look like colorful little boxes placed against the blue sea. This place looks like it's straight out of a postcard, and the sunsets over Riomaggiore are a sight you won't forget. Our next stop is Jaipur in India, known as the Pink City. The name isn't an exaggeration. The historic center is full of pink buildings, and the most iconic one is Hawa Mahal, also known as the Palace of Winds. The tradition of painting buildings pink goes back to the 19th century when the ruler wanted to honor the visit of the Prince of Wales. The government regularly reminds residents to refresh their building fronts in the right colors, which has helped Jaipur keep its unique look. Pink symbolized hospitality, and it still does today. Walking through Jaipur, you feel like you've stepped into a pink fairy tale, surrounded by the bustling markets and the scent of spices. Finally, we'll visit Buenos Aires and the La Boca district. This is where the famous Caminito Street is located, one of the most colorful places in all of South America. The houses are painted in every possible color and tango music fills the street. The colorful tradition dates back to the time of immigrants, who used leftover paints from the shipyards to paint their homes. Today, it's a district of artists, musicians, and football, because the Boca Juniors Stadium is nearby. La Boca is energy, rhythm, and colors that literally dance before your eyes. As you can see, colors can completely change a city's vibe. In some cases, they had a practical use, helping fishermen or keeping insects away. In others, they were a symbol of freedom, spirituality, or hospitality. Today, these cities attract millions of tourists because it's hard to find anything more photogenic than entire streets turned into a palette of colors. Which of these cities do you like the most? Blue Chefchaouen, pink Jaipur, or maybe artistic Valparaíso? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this trip through the most colorful cities in the world, remember to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. See you in the next episode. Take care. Bye for now.